What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Copy Damn Sound, and you are now on Copy Damn Sound Talk Radio Show. And I got something real good. I got a special topic today. Beanie Sigel, hip hop artist Beanie Sigel from Philly. Everybody already know what it is. He's going back and forth with your boy Meek Mill. He was on the Breakfast Club this morning with Charlamagne the Goddess and DJ Envy Angela Yee, talking about the situation. Now, this is the first time Beanie Sigel got a chance to actually break his silence. Well, no, the second time. He broke his silence on the Tax Pod talk show after the first diss, and then everything happened with him and the big homie from Philly, where he got knocked out at the club. At the show. And then now he's actually on the Breakfast Club talking about it with Charlamagne the God, because over the past week, Charlamagne has been talking stuff, about Bean, saying that he think Bean is a hypocrite and he think he's fake and he's riding a bandwagon, and a lot of shit that he's saying ain't real. He don't really co-sign him. The only people he co-sign is people like A.R. Ab and Dark Low and stuff like that. Those are the real dudes of Philly. So I guess, DJ Envy and them, they probably looked at it like it'll get some great ratings. And this will actually be a good show to reach out to Beanie, and being someone that's been on that top level in the game with the Rockefeller family and his doings, probably felt like this is a perfect opportunity for himself to come on a nationally syndicated radio station to actually get his point across. So I'm going to play a little clip of the interview, and then I'm, just to get y'all thoughts on this. And I definitely have my opinions on what it is. So what I like to do here is just play a couple clips for you. Then I'll do some commentary and talk about it a little bit. And then we'll kind of play some more, talk about it, play some more like that. That way we could kind of go through this full interview and kind of dissect it and see what we like to pull out of it, what we think is real, what we think is not. Do we believe what Charlamagne to be saying is true, or do we believe what Mac is saying to be is true, based on all of the facts based on the facts of everything that's out at this point? So no other further, let me give you a couple pieces of what this show was all about. So check it out.
Yeah.
Morning, sir. Beans. Now we've had some opinions about each other over the past month or so. I heard you on Tax Podcast.
Yeah.
And then, I was questioning you with your diss records, man. You sound like a hater lately, man.
A hater?
Yeah.
How you say that? A hater?
Because I feel like, you put out 2 diss records, but then you was in the studio with me like 8 days prior to the first diss record. And I'm like, if anybody else did that, I think you'd be saying that was a sucker move. That's
I don't think you qualified to even say I sound like a hater, because you don't know all the particulars. So how you qualified to say I'm a hater? Hate on what?
Well,
and why?
I'm just telling you based on
what you see. Why do you say I'm a hater?
Because, everything is that used to be me, and I used to be in that position.
When did you ever hear me say that?
On Tax Podcast. Absolutely, you said that. You was like, yo, he can't rap better than me, which could be a fact. And, that used to be me. People come up to me all the time and say, when you was in that position, Beans, things was better. It wasn't like that.
So that do that sound that's a hater, or me giving some advice to somebody to move a little different? Did you not also hear me say I don't want you to make the same mistakes I did?
Mm-hmm.
So is that me schooling somebody or sounding like a hater?
It sounds like no disrespect, but then you disrespect them. Okay. Especially because just for me personally, when you say Meek not real, like, oh, Meek not a real person, he never been in the street. That's cool, but like 8 days prior, you was in the studio with him. Like,
yeah,
you didn't know all that before that?
Yeah, that's why I said that. That's why you sitting back, like I told people, don't let the media, social media make up your mind. You going by from what you just saying. You don't know what conversations transpired before that, what events transpired before that.
Mm-hmm. And
like I said before, I jump out the window for somebody who ain't gonna even walk out the door. You got to prove yourself, bro.
So
that's all I meant by that. That's what I meant by that. Like, if you got into something and you come and get me, yo, we got to go do this. Hold up. Because I know what I'm going to do.
Got you. But why ride for somebody you don't think real? Like if you
because it's bigger, it's bigger than that particular person. It's for the city. I'm for my city in a whole.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a part of that, a very important part of the city. It's not about me hating on me. I've with me totally, but when you do something, that's some. Now it's like, man. So like I said, before I jump all the way out in the window, because I know what I'm gonna do on another level. Like it's two levels to this. It ain't about music. It's about that, and it's about.
So what exactly was the?
You ain't qualified to ask me that question. You ain't qualified to get that answer, bro.
Let's rewind it. The Game came up here and you know he did a diss record going at Beans. Going at Meek, and then we heard a Meek record and we heard you on the record.
Yeah.
So we thought that. I think the world thought that you would jump in with Meek and starting to go at Game. So what happened there? Why did you jump on that record?
For my city.
Mm-hmm. But you and Game were cool.
Yeah.
And then Game
because it's music.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, it's music. Come on, man. Just think about it. Game and Meek.
Mm-hmm.
It's music. Ain't not going to transpire from that.
But then Game said that.
Yeah, a few days later you called him and apologized.
No, that's bullshit. Call Whack on the phone. That you call, get him on the phone.
Mm-hmm. So you never
see anybody get
Game.
Yeah. And my question to them is, you standing on what you saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't want to keep reiterating this because I think I clarified that on the text tone. Once conversations was going back and I asking the brother, yo, is this real? Because and get straightened out
right
on a different level.
Right.
So when you say stand down and, all right, well, go ahead, you handle that. But then when Game come back and it's like, yo, we got to do this. No, we ain't got to do it. You got to handle that, bro.
All right. So y'all got a chance to hear a little bit of that. All right. So in other words, Charlamagne the Goddess is asking Beanie Sigel, yo, what happened with the beef? Now, you saying you supposed to be down with you from Philly. They called you to the studio. You came to the studio and you got on the track with them. So if you real, or if, matter of fact, if you knew somebody was fake and Meek being, you know, if he thought Meek was fake, then why did you show up to the studio? So Beans is saying, in other words, he's saying the original thing was, you know, Meek going up with Game on the record, that ain't no real beef. And it just based on him knowing the two individuals on a personal level, he know that those two guys probably ain't real enough individually to actually go at it and get into some beef. That's what I'm getting from it. You know what I'm saying? Because he asked him a question. Now, when I first heard the question from myself, I looked back and I said to myself, I said, Charlamagne the Goddess got a point. He do have a point. Did he kind of stump Beanie Sigel at that moment? Because it seemed like when you're watching the interview, it seemed like he really didn't have a real strong answer. The answer was kind of, you know, but he cleaned it up by saying, look, when he did the first diss, it was just on some music stuff. You know what I mean? And then behind the scenes, Meek went off on some other level. Maybe some phone calls got put into play. Maybe, you know, it went to a higher level than just it just being music. And that was the thing that he was hearing behind the scenes. So when he stepped on and said, yo, what's up? Let's get it. When Beanie stepped to Meek and said, yo, what's going on? What's up with this? Meek Mill told him, yo, fall back. You know what I mean? Pause. Don't make a move. It ain't nothing. All right? So he took it like that. So I guess after the fact, again, I'm going to say this again. After the fact, the way Beanie Sigel was making it seem, based on what he is saying, is that after the fact, some things probably happened behind the scenes where it seemed like Meek Mill probably crossed the line and he basically, you know, put himself in a position where Beanie Sigel ain't, you know, where he has no choice really. He got to fall all the way back because now it ain't music, it's on another level. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and continue to play this. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that. You know, it's one of those things where you just got to remember stuff as it move along. So I'm going to go ahead and keep playing this. Y'all check it out.
Because what you going to do, what I'm going to do, you know what I mean? You're dealing with two people. You're dealing with Mac and you're dealing with Beanie Sigel.
Mm-hmm.
So when I see, oh, this is some Beanie Sigel, I can go in the booth and slaughter them off.
Right. Now, with the records being said, we seen you at the console, and people assume that you were helping them write raps. Did you ghostwrite any of those lyrics?
A few of them, yeah.
Mm-hmm. For both Meek and O'Malley.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, this the whole situation seems shaky. I know you say I'm not qualified to speak on it. I'm just observing it, but it just seemed like, you know, loyalty with you lies with who's providing you opportunity at the time.
Man, get the out of here, Charlamagne, man. Provide me what loyalty with who? He ain't provide me no opportunity. He ain't called me and asked me to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I did that. I walked into Meek wasn't even there. It was just O'Malley in the studio.
Oh, so O'Malley called you to the studio?
No.
Meek called you to the studio?
No.
How'd you get to the studio? Who called? Like, how did you know they were?
It wasn't no call. It wasn't no call. It was somebody told me, Lil Chop, Meek cousin, yo, O'Malley in the studio, they recording something. I go in there, oh, this what y'all doing. I wasn't even gonna get.
All right, so right there, he asked them, so, you know, how did you get to the studio? Now, again, I'm watching this just like everybody else. He said nobody didn't call him. You know, he just showed up to the studio. So to me, that sounds like some bullshit. To be honest with you, it don't sound it don't sound like it's real. It sound like, you know, it sound like somebody lying. And always, in any case, somebody is lying. But when he asked him that question, he said, so how, you know, did you ghostwrite for these dudes? He said, yeah. He said that before, and he's sticking to that. He's saying that again. And they said, so, you know, how did you show up to the studio? I mean, Charlamagne the Goddess asked him, how did you show up to the studio? How did you get to the studio? Who called you and told you that they was in here doing a diss track? He said, nobody. Nobody called me. So he like, so how did you get to the studio? Right? So y'all hearing the same thing. He's saying, nobody didn't call him. Somebody told him. So, in other words, the only way that a person could have told him is if he was probably like downstairs, around the corner, in the backyard. You know what I mean? Like that right there just don't make no sense. You know what I mean? It seemed like he not being honest. You know, just based on the question and based on his answer, that sound like, you know, it don't sound honest. You know what I'm saying? So, y'all finish checking it out and see what y'all think.
I was just like, all right, XYZ, help him out. Nah, you gotta do this, bro. Say this. I went in and referenced the track for him. And they just kept that part in there with my vocals. 2 bars. That's all I said. I don't even think it was a whole 2 bar. Maybe it been a bar. Mm-hmm. 2 bars. So they just kept my voice in there. But I ain't get no phone call. Matt, come help, come ride, come do that. That ain't go down. Mm-hmm. I told y'all that on task point. I ain't get a call from O'Malley. I ain't get a call from me. They in the studio. I went to the studio. What's the situation?
But is it true that you said that you just wanted to get next to him because he wasn't returning your call about a concert or something?
It wasn't it. See, my word, I might have said it wasn't about that.
Because that's what made me be like, that's real snakish. If you wanted him to do
the
show.
Nah.
He didn't want to do the show.
It ain't had
like,
nothing about that. It ain't had nothing about that. If you listen to it, it was a situation that the show that he had that people wanted him to do, it was when I realized it, why he didn't want to do it after the fact. Mm-hmm. He wanted to do the show because the game was on the same bill. Mm. Now, what's snakish? What's snakish? Knowing I didn't hear the 92 part. If I would have heard that, I would have said, all right, you can't do that. But you know this dude just bigged me up in a record, shouted me out crazy. You knew that. You know I didn't hear that.
So you didn't hear the record at all before?
At all.
Okay.
At all. So if I tell you, Charlamagne, take this ride with me, and then we wind up going somewhere, and then this happened, and you're like, what the f***, you walk me in, why you?
Got you. Okay.
So what's snakish? That or that? Answer that.
That's snakish. Yeah.
All right, then.
So now
absolutely.
Now what happens, because like you said, there's Beanie Sigel and then there's Matt, right? We thought it was Beanie Sigel. We thought it was rap. Then you go to a performance and somebody steals you.
Yeah.
So now where is it now? Because it's no longer.
Hey, man, listen.
Now, I'm a rap fan. I'm qualified to answer this one. As a rap fan, I don't want to see violence between brothers. But I also want to see Beanie Sigel be the Beanie Sigel that we've heard he's been all these years. But then the other side of me is like, we all grown now. I don't want to see that.
That's a contradiction right there. Charlamagne said he want to see Beanie Sigel be the Beanie Sigel that he used to know, that everybody know. And then I don't really want to see you be that. I mean, that. Come on, man. All right. So this is one of those interviews right here, man, where they basically asking him the questions that kind of put him in a funny situation. Now, if you ask me, I think this whole interview it was all a setup. It was a design to kind of make Beanie Sigel look stupid, and I think he kind of fell into the trap. You know what I'm saying? Because the questions that's thrown at him puts him in a position where he really can't answer them accurately, and the answers that he given don't come off the right way. I don't think he really thought about this interview or prepared for this interview. And, Charlamagne and them kind of making a fool out of him. I think, look, you got to respect Beanie Sigel. Beanie Sigel did his thing. He's a hip-hop legend. You can't take that away from the brother. You know what I'm saying? But it becomes a certain period of time where you just got to kind of fall back and let your numbers and let your you know what I mean, your history and the good things that you have done within the hip-hop world or within any sport or with anything you do that was on a mass level kind of speak for itself. So now he's in that position where they hitting him from both angles, asking him questions that kind of make him look stupid because you really can't answer those questions, or he's not answering the questions to me the correct way because he haven't thought about this interview and he really haven't thought this whole thing through. And they kind of boxing him in here right now. So I'm going to go ahead and continue to play it. I'm going to let it ride out a little bit more than I have been so it can kind of get close to that. And then what I'm going to do is just start skipping to the main parts that I really want to hear so I can go ahead and kind of talk about that. So go ahead, we're going to continue to check out this interview. Check it out.
So where does it stand?
I got my moments.
Because even in Tax Podcast, you said that, you'll see him on the day of judgment. You was wishing for the best.
Yeah, because
But then you came out with this record talking about hurting everybody.
Because that's music. I'm going to do that. If I was going to do what Mac wanted to do, you ain't hear no records from me. Come on, Charlamagne, you know me. You didn't see me a hole in the walls.
Absolutely.
Unexpectedly.
Absolutely.
That's why I was surprised.
That's why I was shocked that somebody would test you in Philly. I mean, it can happen to anybody, of course,
anywhere.
But in Philly?
But I was surprised you were by yourself.
Philly? Yeah.
Because I've seen you when back in the day, the Rockefeller beef and the Rockefeller mixtapes, if you were by yourself, you had a Mac on you.
Yeah.
Or you had 30 niggas with you. So when I see that happen,
I had state property with me.
I was surprised that you were by yourself, knowing that you were going there, knowing that he was there, knowing what it was.
He's harmless, though. Me harmless. He harmless. He harmless.
But what about dude that you got into it with?
Harmless. He was, see, you only seeing what you saw. You didn't see what transpired from there. I wasn't by myself. It was me, two of my bros. You know what I mean? He 5'2", but you let him tell her he's 6'4".
Mm-hmm.
He was trashed by the little 5-footer. So the embarrassment set in. You had every opportunity to do what you wanted to do in my face. That's the only way you can get that off with my back turned. Can't get that off in my face. The world know what I do. I do this. I've been doing, it's documented. I put these together. Embarrassment came in because you big eye, you ain't think that little dude's gonna whoop on you like that. And the situation's sticky because it's close. It's like, damn, it's It's family. We talking about cousins married to cousins, and you know what I mean, brothers married to cousins. It ain't like it was one of Meek goons. This is family. However way you choose to word it or whatever you want to say, this is it's too close, man. It's too close.
Now, it also too, man. A lot of people like Oskino's been questioning your character a lot. I heard him on Nori podcast, heard him on Tax podcast. He said the state property never was a family.
Ask other state property members besides him. Mm-hmm. He'd be up there, he rant and rave because he's finally getting some light. Y'all doing an interview with him, right?
Supposed to be tomorrow. I thought it was gonna be the whole state prop. I thought, but you know, I think it's just him and Petey.
Okay. There you go. Him and Petey. Think about state property.
Mm-hmm.
You got Oskino Sparks, Petey Crack, Chris, Neef, The Young Guns, Freeway, me. Several solo albums, projects. Freeway, several solo albums, projects. Young Guns, several solo albums and projects.
Mm-hmm.
Oskino Sparks. Where's the project?
So you think they just disgruntled?
And at the end of the day, he can rant, he can rave, he can say what he want to say.
Money.
Bullshit. Ask any other state prop members.
So that's why he wasn't at the Cypher, because y'all don't get along.
I called him to do it.
Really?
You ain't hear him on the joint? He said he was going to do it, but he thought about it. Come on, man.
Why wasn't Chris there?
Chris just had a son. Congratulations to Chris. He just had a son. His fiance was in labor, so he couldn't make it.
Gotcha.
That's the only reason Chris wasn't there.
Now, we heard Young Jock was mad at you for a bar you threw at him during that cypher.
Yeah.
And I think he was he did a diss record back.
That's hilarious.
You don't want it with Young Jock Beans.
But the good thing,
I mean, he a victim of circumstance, collateral damage. Like, that's that right there. You know what I mean? It's about like this is going too far. Like, right.
Roadkill.
I mean, even in the media and television, this homosexuality is at an all-time high, and it's sickening to me. I shouldn't have to explain to my son why two men is on primetime television kissing. Nothing positive or good comes out of that.
So what you hate about the rappers is the feminization of the rappers.
Do you?
I let people do them, man. It's not my era.
You bored.
It ain't my era.
You gotta say what's politically correct.
No, I don't. Never. I just...
All right, now right there. Okay, so you got to give Beans, and he you know, it's like a boxing match. You got to give your points to who earned the point. Now right there, Beanie Sigel got one off on Charlamagne, and if you watch the interview, as far as the facial, the body language, you see that Charlamagne stumbled on the fact, which is true, that he got to say that shit. You know what I mean? He worked for Power 105, and whatever they tell him to say and what he can't say, he can't say. You know what I mean? So he gotta shut his ass up. You know what I mean? He gotta do exactly what Dame Dash told him he gotta do. He's a patty chatty or whatever and all that stuff. So Charlamagne gotta speak. He gotta be politically correct. You know what I'm saying? What Beanie Sigel is saying about the feminization of the artist and them trying to push that agenda on people, you know, against their will. What Beanie's saying is 100%, 1,000% correct. All right. So what Charlamagne is saying at this moment right here to me, specifically, is some bull crap. You know what I mean? He know he lying. If you look at his face, he got that look on his face like, damn, he got me. And now you kind of see the tide is turning a little bit. So we're gonna go a little bit more into this commentary, into this part of the interview, and let it get on, because it's going to start to heat up a little bit. And I'm going to push it to that point, and then I'm going to just get ahead and let y'all know how I feel, what I think about this whole thing in its entirety. All right? So check it out.
I don't care. Like, to be honest with you.
That's sad then. You got children?
Yeah, 2 daughters. Absolutely. Absolutely.
See, the thing with it is, one thing out of this whole situation that I appreciate is the fact that bars are coming back.
Yeah.
I told you that when you sent the record, I was like, this is what the game has been missing. And not just with you, with Meek spit a freestyle on Flex that was dope. Game spitting, like, that's what the game has been missing.
Yeah.
Bars and people, like, really putting thought into their lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's the one thing that made me say, I'm glad this happened, because I haven't heard from Beanie the way that I wanted to hear from Beanie in years.
Yeah.
So, like, with these new raps, and we played it on the radio, it's like, damn, it's back to spitting.
You said you wasn't gonna do no diss records though. Like you said on
Yeah, I
the
wasn't.
podcast.
Yeah, that was before I heard Funk Master Flex.
Oh, okay. Got you.
Yeah.
Got you. I see you guys. It makes sense when you put it all together.
Yeah.
You know. But what did he say on the Flex thing that really pissed you off? Because I didn't catch it.
There's one line.
All right, listen to it then.
I think he threw one line.
Yeah, he said, I remember the line, but I don't know if that was necessarily a diss or whatnot.
Charlamagne. What's up, everybody? This
Yeah,
dude.
I ain't.
No, stop playing games, man.
He threw one at Drake, he threw one at Mac, he threw one at Game. He was throwing
Stop playing, man.
So when somebody throws one at you come with.
Yo, right there, Beanie Sigel sound like somebody uncle, man. You know, like one of them old school uncles and shit. You one of them young dudes hitting niggas upside their head with newspapers and shit. Yo, come on, man, stop playing games, man. Yeah, that part right there is mad funny. All right, yo, check it out.
With 3 hard ones, you going.
I mean that because it was like a situation that happened to hand. I got every right to say, you know what, and do me, and you ain't gonna be able to stand that, man. Whoever, you gotta understand, man. I got cities that's mad at me because I'm suppressing the button. Yeah, you gotta understand, I've been doing this, like I said, you didn't see me, I'm way off the scene. And you ain't expect me to see me in
the hole in the wall in L.A.?
In them places.
Yeah.
With them, like, you gotta figure, I've been around the world and across this country forever. I got alliances, I got ties with serious motherfuckers.
That's weird. After the situation happened in Philly, when dude did what he did at the concert, you went
when he knocked you out.
Invented. I'm like,
no, it wasn't that. See, come on, man, put it in perspective. Before I did that,
hold up. So you know, so in other words, Charlamagne, like, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So you know, that's why I kind of sound a little bugged out when homeboy what happened in Philly. In other words, he was saying when the dude knocked you out of Philly, he's shocked that you ain't do nothing. Check it out.
This person did interviews and tried to make it something that it wasn't. Did you see that?
Absolutely. But I mean,
so don't sit there and make it like after that happened, I wouldn't have never went to the podcast if that would have.
But
happened.
I didn't feel like you had to explain yourself.
Nah,
like I didn't feel that way. I didn't feel like you had to explain yourself.
Why not?
We saw it.
So I can have a like you sit up here and say, "Oh, they knocked me out." First of all,
nah, that's happened to me before. That's it. Anything.
So let's get that clear. I wasn't knocked out.
Yeah.
He stole me. I went down. Went down like a motherfucker.
It was a sucker punch. We saw it.
And was salty more than anything. Like, I mean, when I asked him, man, yo, who the f is it? And when I found out, like, are you serious? I'm sitting there like, I can't believe it. It's my youngin', I mean. I raised his brothers, his little brothers, you know what I'm saying? He the little brother. He the baby. Well, he the one next to the baby. His brothers, we done been cellies together in the feds, you know what I mean? Besides that, cousins, like, you know. I know. So it ain't about me because he from Philadelphia. That's why. He represent Philadelphia. He the voice for Philly right now. That's why. That's why I be around him. That's why he going through rap. Everybody, he like a target to other motherfuckers because of the young fly with the bad shit. Regardless if he real, if it's facade, who cares? Like the same thing I told him about. Who cares, bro? So
if it don't matter, then why go in on him on Tax Podcast and keep repeating that he's not real? If it don't matter,
because the incidents that occurred. That's why.
He said,
what you to do?
The Flex interview is what made him.
Not only the Flex interview, you come with your entourage, and then you know what I mean. That happened to me. That's why. a chain of events. If it wasn't for that, then I wouldn't have did that.
You never spoke to him after that, though? You never had a conversation after the whole game incident? Because it seems like y'all all from Philly.
Yeah, after the game thing, we had a conversation. And when that conversation transpired...
You are now tuned in to the Carpe Diem Sound Radio Show.
He said some bull...
Over the phone to you?
Yeah, it was over the phone, so now you got to stand on that. You got to stand on that. He didn't like what I told him. Like I said, I'm not jumping out the window for nobody who ain't going to walk out the door. What to accomplish what?
Just in
I don't have no motive. What it accomplish, I don't have no ulterior motive.
I mean, you the OG, so if you the OG and you talking to the youngin', do you hope for Meek to gain some knowledge from this, or what?
Absolutely. That's been our conversations prior to all this. It's been our conversations prior to this. We go through the thread on my phone and you can see our conversations. Through all this, just giving the knowledge, yo, don't make the mistakes I did, bro.
But I do feel like he's a punching bag right now.
Boss
I feel
up.
like he's a target.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
well...
Like, people think... I don't know why they would think that, but they think he's an easy target. Because I see when people go... So many people have gone at Meek, and I feel like for the young people that spit, he was kind of like one of those dudes, and it feels like everybody's just trying to knock off his character.
From where?
From everywhere.
Anywhere?
From
you got to look at it.
From a lot of these rappers.
Well, you is who you is when you get off the steps. See, I come from an era when check your background. So I think he brought that upon himself. I think he brought that upon himself.
So what is if Meek gets destroyed or he doesn't have a career in a couple years, what is that hurts the city of Philly?
No, it don't. Because you got a lot of dudes in Philly that can rap. For what reason, I don't know why they ain't in position. You got Young Core. You got AR Abs. You know what I mean? OBH gang. You got, there's a lot of dudes in there. Meek did a good move. He did sign Garcia from the AB gang, the Train Chasers. There's a lot of rappers that's in Philly that's hot, that's nice. The PNB rocks. This is what we do in Philly. It ain't just about that. That won't hurt them. It'll just be a door open for somebody else to come from Philly.
But you don't think, Beans, after a while, it starts to look like your MO, like when something don't go Beans' way, Beans gets upset? Like
you keep harping on that. Didn't we just answer that?
Whether it was with Hov or like now with me.
That's personal, dog. That was personal. I explained that already. On the podcast, that was personal. It ain't nothing about it didn't go one way. That was personal. Something between me and my brother. La Familia family. That's, yeah.
Well, do you think things are ever truly the same once you do that? Because people look at you like, I don't know if I can trust me.
How? How you can't trust me?
Because it seems like you just flip.
How you can't trust me? I'm a man about mine.
Like, it's hard to trust somebody. Like I said, you know, I know I keep going back to this, but it's true. You was in the studio with me 8 days prior.
Did we or did not just answer that?
But you knew he wasn't real. You said he wasn't. You didn't think he was real when you was in the studio with him.
All right, put it like this. Is Kanye a street?
Absolutely not.
Huh?
Absolutely.
But when Kanye put that phone call in, you know the stories. Who was there? And he ain't a street. But he part of that finger of ours. So I took penitentiary chances. I could have got booked out this month. He put the call in, I was there. Strapped tooth to nail. Ready to bust ass about the... Because he a part of our family. You understand what I'm saying?
Now, for people that don't know...
You don't understand? Because, you know why? Because you not from that cloth.
Mom, that's cool. I don't get it.
You not. That's why you don't understand that. Kanye not a street nigga. I know that. If you... That's like the average
There's a difference between
dude.
saying somebody's not a street nigga and saying somebody's not real and a sucker. That's the difference. There's a difference between being street and real. Kanye's
When
real.
you portray
Kanye's
yourself...
real to who he is.
When you portray yourself to be a certain way and that's not what you is. In music, that wouldn't have came out unless the conversations didn't transpire. The world ain't know that. Well, it's, you know, it was holes being poked through your reputation at the time. But when I'm saying it, it didn't matter. I'm a rock for you regardless. But when you portray yourself in a certain light, like you won't go all the way right there and you don't, I got to draw back. So understand that. Like, it don't matter if a person, well, he could be a square, but that's my man. That square, that's my man, and we play video games because that's what he do. And I want to come and I chill with him. If he got a problem, he a stone cold square. This ain't your feel, youngin'. I got that. That's what men do.
I'm just the type, if I don't like somebody, I don't pretend to. Like, that's
You
just
bullshit. Because you're a character. That's why.
That's the truth, though.
You're a character.
Life's too short to be wasting your time with suckers or people you think is suckers.
So why I'm here then? Because I think you're a sucker. So I should be out, right?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, that's me personally. I wouldn't sit there and have a conversation with a sucker.
Yeah, you'll sit here and you'll bash a little girl, a little mama until she cry. That's what you do. Coward.
Well, me and you talking to each other now. I tell you that I think you're a hypocrite.
You can think what you want.
And I think you be coming off as a hater sometimes.
You can think what you want, fam.
So now, what's next with
I can say, I think you're a bitch. You let Fredro Starr and them check you, but you made that little girl cry.
They didn't make her cry, but
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Envy, I want to talk about some music, because I got some shit.
Now, what's next for
That's the good thing that's going to come out of here.
And that is
music.
bars, and that's what I told you. It's good because we haven't heard Beanie Sigel in a while, and a lot of these kids don't know who Beanie Sigel is.
Yeah,
so it's good that these bars are coming out. So now, what's with the next project?
I didn't think I was going to make it. I've been in the studio, my voice is going. I've been in the studio last maybe 6 days. Probably in 6 days I might have recorded it. Since last night, what's that? 16 records. 6 days.
Now, how is it recorded with one lung?
It's hard.
Is it true you got to stop in between songs?
In between bars sometimes. Yeah, my shit twisted up there.
Because we can tell you, even with your voice, the voice is not the same. Does that bother you at all? Because it's not that same.
No, that's why you ain't hear no music from me, because I couldn't embrace that. I'm used to going in the booth and going for 4 or 5 minutes straight, no breath, and had a lot of weight on me at the time. It was rolling like, this is my voice, so I recorded records, but I couldn't hear me. Because I'm used to me sounding a certain way. I couldn't hear me, and then, I just had to embrace it. Like, it is what it is. This how I sound.
Because even now, when I hear you spit, I have to get over the voice because it ain't the same voice I'm used to.
Yeah.
And you're listening to the bars, it's the same bars, but not the same voice.
Yeah, the content of music ain't going to never change. Like, I've been through too much than the average person. I've been through too much.
Now, that's the other thing, too. You named about 4 ailments you were suffering from when you was on Tax Podcast. Does that not make you want to say, you know what, maybe I need to calm down on the street thing?
Nah, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Because you wouldn't say that. Like, you saying that because the incident that occurred, like I said, ain't nobody in their right mind going to stand straight in front of me and square off. You going to catch an L. I do this. You going to catch an L. It's documented I do this. I'll f something up.
I mean, even
on
in your
either
present
side,
state?
F something up.
You don't think you'll ever grow out of the street thing? Because I think
I'm out of it.
You
heard it on the song. Yeah, I mean, every time I get out, they want to pull me right back.
I think we need to make a distinction between real and street. I think that sends the wrong message to the kids. I think it's a difference between being criminal and being real.
All right, let's stop it right there. Now, y'all have listened to maybe another 10 minutes of this last part before I cut it.
You are now tuned in to the Carpe Diem Sound Radio Show.
The incident that occurred, like I said, ain't nobody in their right mind going to stand straight in front of me and square off. You going to catch an L. I do this. You going to catch an L. It's documented I do this. I'll f something up.
I mean, even
on
in your
either
present
side,
state?
F something up. You
don't think you'll ever grow out of the street thing? Because I think you
I'm
know,
out of it.
you like
You heard it on the song. Yeah, I mean, every time I get out, they want to pull me right back
I think
in.
we need to make a distinction between real and street. I think that sends the wrong message to the kids. I think it's a difference between being criminal and being real. Because you could be somebody like Kanye who's a real individual to himself. He knows what he does.
Yeah.
All right, so again, right there, you got to kind of look at Charlamagne. Now, like I said, I'm going to call it like I see it. You know, Charlamagne is looking at Beanie Sigel right now like, man, you know, this guy is a 40, 45, 44-year-old man, you know, who been in the game, who've done what he done, who, you know what I mean, who really ain't really got that much to prove. And what he's saying right now, I could kind of agree with Charlamagne on this, because, you know, it's almost like, you know, Beanie Sigel again, you know, being who he is, having the reputation that he have, people knowing him for being a stand-up dude on the mic, for being, you know, a real live wire in the street, and having the reputation of being somebody not to really mess around with. You know, and all the clowning and all the back and forth that we've been hearing and been listening to for the last 30 plus minutes, I think this is the part of the interview where, you know, some serious questions are raised. You know what I'm saying? And this is the part of the interview that me, myself, can kind of, this is why I say that the interview is it's important at this moment, because it kind of reflects and speaks on a part that, you know, Charlamagne is asking a valid question. Hey, man, do you think you going to get out this way of being, and you think you're going to ever get out of this mindset? And Beanie Sigel reply is, yeah, you know, you heard what I said, every time I think I'm out, they bring me back in, referring to the old Mafia movie. When they asked that question, he said, every time I think I'm out, I'm just back in. But the Mafia dude who said that, he's never out of the game. That's just him playing people again, you know, acting like he's not down, but he's still doing all the dirt behind the scenes. So when Charlamagne raises this question, I think I got to give Charlamagne his props. I got to give him a point on that, because that does make a lot of sense. It's like, you know, we all know. We could kind of look at it for what it is. Now, if Beanie Sigel was a boss, we know that he's not a boss. We know that he's like, you know, in the world, when you want to shape it up and you want to call it what it is, yeah, he's the real dude that's sent to do all the dirt, and he's the dude that get in trouble and get put away. You know what I mean? And the real boss, he's chilling, relaxing, he taking world tours with his wife, he's on beaches and he's chilling. And I'm referring to Jay-Z. You understand what I'm saying? Because I think the real thing is, you got a boss, you got a street dude, and then you just got a bum who just do anything at any given time because he really don't have nothing to lose. And at this very moment, Charlamagne is touching on that. He's asking him that question like, yo, man, you know, I'm looking at you, and you know, at first I wanted to go at you, and I had my plans. My plan was to really go at you and kind of put you on the spot. But as I'm listening to you and as we having this conversation, I'm kind of feeling a little sorry for you, or I'm kind of feeling that I kind of understand what you've been saying now that it's all cleared up, and I kind of like you again. So I want to say something to you that's worthwhile. I want to say something to you that's real. I want to ask you a valid question. I hope that, you know, and I see that you're not as strong as you used to be, and I see that. So I'm kind of like asking you this question because it's a question that is going to raise that thought, you know, process of you actually changing, or not only changing, but just accepting the fact that you was what you was, you in a position that you in right now, and you have an opportunity to move forward and better your life and just leave all this stuff behind. So I got to give Charlamagne his props at this very moment for asking that question. I think it's a valid question, and he's 100% right. So I'm going to continue. Check it out.
You know, but you don't necessarily got to be street or criminal.
No, you don't. But this where I come from. This is me.
Mm-hmm.
This is me. I'm that person when you listen to it. That's me.
I see you.
You wouldn't rock with me if I was to be something else. Tell the truth.
Why not? I like growth. I like to see people evolve. I think it's whack when you stay in the same place and look stagnated. I think after a while you look corny.
Well, you seen over the weekend, you seen the picture that was posted was Ja Rule, DMX, and Hov.
Yeah, that was a good pick.
Now, what did you think about that? Because you've been around and seen all that's gone down.
That was
in the last
good.
couple of days.
That was good.
Mm-hmm.
That was good. Same thing when you see me and Jay on B-side.
Mm-hmm.
It was good.
Have y'all talked since?
Yeah.
Something gonna come out of that, or?
I hope so. It'll be good for hip-hop. It'll be good. They and them just did the Bad Boy tour. Rockefeller reunion tour will be good. It'll be good for hip-hop.
Now you've been making comments about the young rappers too. You don't think you should just let kids be kids? Cause somebody let you be a kid once.
Nah. Somebody need to talk to the kids, dog. Somebody need to get them
What
a
don't you
real.
like about it?
Cause you
I
get the
don't-
colorful braids, the dreads.
Yeah, that's women. Like men, when men started doing that, you had people in the back in the day like George Clinton. Different is good.
Mm-hmm.
It's good, but when you get to the point where as though it's blatant, like I said, I shouldn't have to explain to my son why two men kissing on TV. I shouldn't have to explain to my son why men is wearing high heels and pocketbooks. Like would you want to explain that to your son?
Nah, and I don't want to explain to my son why dudes on Instagram with guns either. We saw you on the gram with 2 guns up. Like, feminization, criminalization, neither one is good.
How that's criminalization? They was props.
And what's your opinion on Little Uzi Vert?
Like him.
I think Meek put up a text, and I guess there's
Yeah, I put up the full thing. Don't just put half of it. Put up the full thing. They 2 different individuals in 2 different lanes. The lane Uzi Vert and Uzi a rock star.
Mm-hmm.
He a rock star. But what you saying, you representing, it's strength in numbers. If people see, the whole thing was, you conversation I had with him, when is the Chasers going to stop being an entourage and you boss all the way up, bro? You big enough in your career to boss or pull the same move off that Ross did with you. He followed the blueprint from Jay-Z. I said, me. Stallion Wale, that's Kanye. The same thing. When the Chasers going to be the entourage, you got to put yourself in that light where it got to be the diversity. You can't do it by yourself, bro. You got to give somebody else a shot. And if not from Philly, you don't got to do it from Philly. It could be some rappers from somewhere else. It's facts, bro. Before all the bull, this is me doing what you saying. You say hate it, but how that's hating when I'm giving it to him.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do it. You need around you them little hungry, grimy little dudes that surround you, and the bull stop from keep poking and testing your character. He might have took it out of content when I said Uzi, because Uzi different.
Mm-hmm.
He in a different light. He got purple dreads, dog. He wear it, you know what I mean? But that's good for Uzi.
Mm-hmm.
The versatility that let Uzi, that's the good for him. For Uzi. But when he put it there, put the whole thread of the conversation up, cuz don't put that part and then it make it seem like I'm dissing Uzi Vert. That's a good thing.
Is it coming out? And are you staying independent, or you signed? What's the future for Beanie Sigel?
Yeah, I'm independent. I just got distribution through B&B Entertainment. You know what I mean? Harping on that, we answered that. We talked about that. So don't talk out in that, because you want what you want. If you saying you want unity, keep doing that, man. Don't stop playing with me, man.
It's confusing, my brother.
It ain't confusing. It's confusing to you because you don't know the severity of the situation.
If you do a 2.5 hour record,
you don't know the situation. You don't know the severity of the situation, man.
But it can't be that.
It's too close to home. It's too close to home. We'll see. Like I said, I don't know. I might not pick that call up, but we'll see.
Right.
I mean, that'd be the better move. That'd be the smarter move for me. I don't want to walk a track in somebody's prison the rest of my life.
Or
I don't want to do that. So that'd be what Beanie Sigel should do. Like I said, it got what Mac want to do, but what Beanie Sigel want to do is just that.
But we look forward to hearing some more music.
That. I mean, yeah. You're going to hear a lot of music. A lot of music. I'm woke. A lot of music. Yeah.
We look forward to hearing some new music. Beanie Sigel, the album, hopefully this year, by the end of the year or next year. When is
yeah. Sooner. I don't know. I might just start this letting. You're going to hear stuff. I'm letting them fly.
And I was curious, did you speak to Game or Drake, like one of those things where it's like, here's a verse, or nah, hasn't been that way?
What do you mean? Say that again.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
You mean like?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, I can't do that, man. That's being a sucker. I couldn't do that. I got to see how that play out.
Okay, so you wouldn't take a verse from Drake or a verse from Game going at me?
No.
Okay.
No. Nah. That'd be totally corny. And that's some bullshit.
I mean,
that's some opportunity.
All of
and that might be good for me. I don't know about Game. Because, I mean, but Drake the biggest thing in hip-hop.
What do you think of Game and the stuff he
It don't matter what. Put it like this. I know who in L.A. I know who in L.A.
But you got to understand.
Anybody can be anybody behind music. I know my conversation with Game and Wack. It was stand down. That's it.
Well, I know I'm not qualified to speak on this, but you can understand how some people don't think what you're doing is all the way solid.
You might not think that, and you're not qualified, dog. You're a radio personality, man.
That is
you
a
don't
fact.
come from my world. You wouldn't understand my world. You don't come from my world. You don't know nothing about that, man.
Nah, I don't.
Yeah, so stop running your fucking mouth, man.
And I don't want to.
Stop running your fucking mouth. You shouldn't. It's dangerous. It's dangerous.
No doubt.
You're talking about somebody who went to war with police. It's dangerous. Attempted murders in the height of my career. It's dangerous. You don't know nothing about that, man.
No.
You sit up here and your job is to play games. But play with something safe, man. Don't play with me.
All right. Beanie Sigel. That bitch. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Ah, man. I can see that on the t-shirts tomorrow. Play with something safe. It's dangerous. Yo, well, there it is, man. Your boy Beanie Sigel on the Breakfast Club, laying it out once again. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I guess there's nothing else to be said. Y'all pretty much heard the interview yourself. I touched on a couple points. This your boy Carby Damn Sound. You on Carby doing Sound Talk Radio. We do this every week. Make sure y'all join me every Monday, 7 p.m. I rocks out. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and drop a comment below. Let me know what y'all think about the interview. All right? This your boy. I'm out. Peace.
You are now tuned in to the Carpe Diem Sound Radio Show. You are now tuned in to the Carpe Diem Sound Radio Show.